This podcast begins Chapter 5, Moving, Lifting, and Transporting Patients. The objectives in this chapter refer to how to lift patients properly. We'll use the power grip, the power lift, and then safely move patients with extremity lifts, bridge lifts, and urgent moves such as with a draw sheet or a log roll is very common as well. If we have to maintain spinal alignment, we have some urgent moves that will be demonstrated. And then we'll discuss a little bit about using devices for moving patients, such as backboards and scoop stretchers. After a patient has been correctly placed in a toboggan, we need to package them, and then their final transportation may, in an urgent case, even involve a helicopter. Some key terms: body mechanics, carries, drags, lifts, moves are what we'll discuss here, and later in the chapter, things like LZs. As a ski patroller or as a bike patroller, you're going to encounter patients who need to be lifted and moved and positioned and transported to final care. Now, that can be a package that's up to about 300 pounds by the time you put a patient in a toboggan and then begin to ski that down perhaps icy or uneven terrain. For final disposition of a patient, you may assist that patient by walking them to their car after treatment, by carrying them and assisting an ambulance crew, or at the most extreme case, perhaps even loading them in a helicopter for final definitive care. So in this chapter, we'll begin with those things that will keep you safe, proper body mechanics and lifting techniques. When we describe body mechanics, it's a relationship between your body's anatomy and what you need to do to lift, move, and carry a patient. Proper body mechanics rely on your strong leg muscles, not your back muscles. Your upper thigh muscles, such as if you were a weightlifter performing a squat, are among the strongest muscles in the body. And so what we want to combine is the strength of those muscles and our anatomical skeleton. If we align our shoulders over the spine and evenly distribute the weight through our entire skeleton, down the spinal column, through the rigid pelvis and the long bones of the legs, we're able to lift without exerting force on our back. Further, if you keep the patient as close to you as possible while lifting and keeping your back straight, you're going to avoid some of those forces that can damage your back. To lift or move a patient efficiently, know your physical limitations. If you need help, get it. Make sure that your feet are well planted, keep your back straight, and use a power grip on the object being lifted. Bend your knees and lift with your legs. If you have to turn, make sure that you move your feet and keep proper alignment. Don't turn your hips or your back, and always, if someone is helping you with the lift, communicate clearly. We see these patrollers executing a proper lift with good body mechanics, straight backs, relying on the strong muscles of their legs. Stay safe.